Greetings, gentlemen and ladies. Today we have a bonus video in addition to our Saturday challenge. I'm a big fan of reading patch notes on games I love with other creators, so I thought I'd post a video every month going through the Neowsletter and my first impressions with you all. So without further ado, sit back, get comfortable, as it's time for the Neows. This is the May 2025 edition. And first of all, we have a lovely art submission of Whale Summer, looking very happy and cute. Good day. It's the 5th month of the year and Slay the Spire 2 isn't out yet. We're quite picky about the game's quality, despite it coming to early access. I want other developers to fear releasing low-quality games into early access after we do. That's how good I want it. Is that a toxic attitude? Well, too bad. Speaking of low-quality games, Blueprints is not one of them. While I do wish for a few quality-of-life features, there are many mysteries to solve, room drafting to be done, and a heartfelt history to uncover. It's been a great time as I've been digging with my shovel into the game's depths the last few weeks. No, I was not paid by Raw Fury. First of all, if that's a toxic attitude, Casey, it's a good one to have. Blueprints is a puzzle room roguelike from the same developer who made Billionaire. Working. So April has been a work month. Fun fact, in March, a load of the developers and staff met for the first time in Japan. It was a very wholesome story to read. Lots of effort was put into making screens not look like placeholders, like this treasure room above, ensuring our systems are flexible and easy to debug, optimizing performance, and incorporating content and balance changes. Lot of work's getting done. Speaking of patching, I thought it would be funny to keep all of the playtest patch notes. Once the game is finally out there, it'll provide some insight into the development process, how we prioritize our work, what kind of issues were notoriously difficult to solve, and more learnings that even we aren't aware of. Pretty cool if these were made public so big game nerds can kind of look through the directional changes. Oh, next up we got character evolutions. Hey folks, Anthony here. Time to spill some secrets about Slay the Spire 2. For returning characters, we aren't just bringing them back as they were in Slay the Spire 1, we're giving them proper makeovers for their return to the Spire. Our approach, remove a bunch of old cards, add even more new ones, and look for clever tweaks and changes to a few classics. We have an image of Blade Dance, add 3 shivs into your hand, exhaust. One line of text makes a world of difference on a card like Blade Dance. It most certainly does. The Silent gets to play with a new shiny mechanic in Slay the Spire 2, Sly. Sly, if this card is discarded from your hand during your turn, play it for free. Sly cards are automatically played for free when they are discarded, opening up whole new ways to take advantage of discard shenanigans. The Silent has access to a bunch of new Sly cards in Slay the Spire 2, but if that isn't enough Slyness for you, you can always take matters into your own hands. And there is now an image of a 3-cost power called Master Planner. When you play a skill, it gains Sly. Looking forward to seeing all the ways you manage to break this card or die trying. So I really like this new mechanic. The only question I have is if it's similar in execution to cards like Havoc, where we don't get to control the direction of targeting, or will we have the ability to manipulate that? I feel like both are valid paths, but the card's value will be strongly affected by the developer's vision here. And if Nightmare returns, I will be breaking Slay the Spire 2 with this card here. And now it's your local Spire Life guide, Demi, here to update you on our latest findings about last month's mysterious creature. First things first, hello Demi, I've completed the challenge you issued me finally. Not the first one though, that was pure evil, but it should be up within the next couple of weeks. My guess on this little guy was a mechanical scutterbug, but before that, let's test out some of your brilliant hypotheses. We have what seems to be a motor or an engine on a little defect scuttlebug. It is an engine. The award for the most inventive guess goes to Kangaroo, who imagined the creature's jittery movements as an engine. While it was hard to pick a most accurate submission this time around, we think Mofster eked out the competition. Okay. Take a look at the small selection of the other many submissions we got this time around as well. And below we have a collaboration of many submissions. A few ones clearly inspired by the defect, an ironclad one, a silent one, and a toucan. That is pretty cool. All the credit has been awarded here. And now for the unveiling. This does look like a mechanical scutterbug. Ta-da! As many of you eagle-eyed slayers noticed, this creature has already been spotted elsewhere in the past. Still, it was fun seeing different artists' renditions of the same subject, as well as people getting extra creative with it. As recompense, here's a little extra info. We're currently referring to this enemy as Chomper, as his moveset relies on, well, chomping. What could the effect of such chomps be, I wonder? My initial thought would be eating cards, like exhausting a card in your discard pile, which I hope it's not. The only other thing I can think of off the top of my head would be a bleed mechanic, which would be awesome. Or like doing double damage to block, removing our block. I mean, there's many things it could do. So yeah, really interested to see the direction of this. Also, many of you have noticed that it looks similar to another beloved character in the Spire universe, and the reason for that is loud error noise. Hope that clears things up. Reminds us of the defect a little bit, right? Wait, does anyone else hear that? It's yet another shadowy and wiggly creature. Remember, submit your guesses as to what this monster could be at fanmail@megacrit.com or on our Discard fan art channel. I am terrible at art, so initial thoughts was the Tangela growth, but then I can see it's got legs, so yeah, good luck. Question and answer with CNA, that's Casey and Anthony. It's time to answer questions. No time for unnecessary words. Onwards. Tabbycat asks, how long is a turn in Slay the Spire for the characters? Is it consistent with the amount of cards played, or is it uniform at 5 seconds? If I play 50 shivs in a turn as the silent, are her hands moving at the speed of sound? 50 shivs in a turn, that's a challenge, all right. Casey, the silent's kind of like a 7 in terms of speed, the ironclad may be a 4, the champ is like a 2, and the time meter is using that stupid clock. It's all too complicated to explain, really. Cool. Quayan asks, hello Mega Crit Games, I hope you are doing well. Now I have a question. I'd like to know if you are going to add multiple death animations to this game, because in Slay the Spire 1 there's only one. So for example, if you die because of Snecko, you die with a paralyzed animation. Thanks. Casey, hello Quayan, that's a cool idea, but we currently don't have multiple death animations. Maybe if we reach a point where the core content and animations are done, we can work on some fun extras. There are some extras planned that are so very extra. This is a great answer. Very clearly is able to identify that the core content and animations are what are the most important right now. So that's cool. Maro from Korea asks, 4 questions. Are there beta cards for Slay the Spire 2? Do you have any thoughts on making Slay the Spire's art book in the future? Are Meow, the Maw, and Jawworm related? And will it be early accessed in December? Ooh, will it be early accessed in December? Casey, yes, no. So yes, there are beta arts. Fantastic. I was a bit worried there wouldn't be because they hired like a whole lot of art designers this time around. Yes to the art book, which is awesome. Meow, Maw, and Jawworm are not related, and it won't be early accessed in December. That is, I think, pretty obvious because of holidays, and the last thing as a developer you would want is for, game crashing bugs to be occurring when it's, Christmas. For those thinking of asking a question to hone in on release month, I see you. Anyways, December kind of sucks for releasing games. There's holidays and all that. Everyone gets too busy. Indicative asks, I was wondering if there will be any further lore in Slay the Spire 2. Casey replies with, yes. Pixel Z asks, do you plan on adding content from/inspired by some of the popular mods? I've been in love with some of them, especially Downfall's Hermit character. Yeah, that's a great character. Loved Downfall. Fantastic mod. If you haven't played it, you should definitely give it a go. It's like a full continuation of the game, but with a very interesting twist. And a good few of the reliquary relics. Casey, making content is one of the parts of making video games. I'm not sure why we would ever add content from a mod. It also seems disingenuously creative. Maybe I'm misunderstanding something here. Yes, maybe. I don't think taking a relic in this example here would be disingenuous or anything. I think the heart of this question is revolving around like collaborating or just giving a nod to, you know, one of the modders or many of the modders who've done great work, right? And incorporating that potentially into the game. I don't think there's a right or wrong answer to this, but I think the intent behind this is in good faith and it's more just acknowledgement, right? I think. For me, I am happy with just the fact that we get such a great way to mod the game. Anything extra would be a bonus. Adam from France asks, are you going to launch a collector's edition for Slay the Spire 2? Maybe with some figurine or chibi? I will buy it for sure if you do. Casey, maybe for the full release, definitely not for early access. That is a fantastic answer. Tim asks, hello, what is the merchant saying? I can tell you, Tim, it's basically. My partner is convinced they sometimes say this, and now I cannot unhear it. Casey, yeah. The denizens of the Spire don't speak English, so they aren't telling you that. The dialogue and story beats and such are translated to various languages, so you, the player, can understand this foreign tongue. The merchant has 12 voice lines in the game and include a greeting, jovial laughter, thank you in advance for buying wares, and of course the secret mercantile frequency technique version 4. Finally, Anthony gets to reply to something. Nguyen, apologies if I say that wrong, from Vietnam asks, can Infinite Deck in the sequel be easy to make? Anthony, no. I'm glad that this is the answer. A small tangent, I love Infinity Decks. They're very difficult to make, but once you do make them, it feels good. Merch Madness. Oh, this is a U2's thing. It's Demi again, with a reminder that you can now get the full collection of every main Slay the Spire character in figure form and grab a Silent and Snecko plush. Oh, that's cute. Shop everything at U2's X Slay the Spire here. We have a connection section again. I see Lee's waffle there. Community roundup. First of all, thank you to Maple for our gorgeous cover image this month. And shout out to the very close runner-up featured below. Look at a little well summer there. If your submission wasn't featured, there's explanations as to how to submit. Now for our regularly scheduled community highlights. Someone's made a is this a poly? This extremely cool low poly animated defect by Sai Slinger. This is cool. And then we have What If Slay the Spire was like Limbus Company, a fan-made Slay the Spire trailer reimagined in Limbus Company's style by Roosley. And then we have a field guide for the aspiring players Spire Slayers field guide, the Act 1 Dead Adventurer, Mega Laguvelin, and this field guide is done by Piano Bluke. I know this video has been slightly different, but if you've watched it, I hope you enjoyed it. And I enjoyed reading this along with everyone. What was your favorite part of the Neowsletter this month? I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your week. And as always, stay hydrated.